Ferragine is here.
Yes.
We're going to have a bit of a lesson now.
Yeah, we're going to train some potty training.
We're going to do some potty training.
Potty training for container gardens. And,
yes.
and you know, we've been working together for quite some years
yes,
now.
we have. Are you going to test me right now?
I am going to test you right now. We're going to have some fun. And
okay.
when in doubt, I'll give you my book at the end.
Thank
if you
you
fail,
very
you
much.
can have that.
I should really read this.
Yeah, it's all in container gardening.
Yeah.
So, first off, pots. Come many different shapes and sizes.
Yep.
Anything that can hold soil can be a pot. What is the most important thing about a pot? Tracy Moore.
That it can breathe out of the bottom.
100%. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, this is a used pot, but those holes in the base of that container are oh so important.
Yes.
Have you ever sat in a tub for 24 hours?
No, I haven't.
No, plants do not want to sit in water that long either. That's why you have drainage. You want the water to get out, or an area in the base of that pot so that the water can stand so the roots can get out of it. The number one killer of container gardening is actually pots sitting too wet for too long. It's called root rot.
Okay.
Okay, now let's talk about soil. What's the right soil? Is this the right soil?
Let's see. Let me read it.
Just read the first
no, it is not.
Right, good. Another point. Is this the right soil?
I'm nervous. This is not the right soil, right?
You are right.
Yeah, it's not right.
Is this the right soil?
Potting mix, yes!
Yes.
It's the right soil.
You're right. And is this the right soil as well?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Potting mix.
Okay, the reason why we want potting soil versus garden soil and triple mix is that potting soil is like a sponge. It has the ability to retain that moisture and then dry out quickly.
Okay.
Because it's like a sponge. Have you ever gone to use a dry sponge?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Right, okay, so if your potting soil dries out when it's in a container, you go to water that container and the water flows right out of the pot.
Yes.
What you have to do is water that container once, wait about 5 minutes, and come back again and water it again. That'll open up that sponge of soil and allow it to accept the water. A lot of times people fail. It's really important.
Okay.
Sometimes when you go to water those hanging baskets later on and the water just flows right out of them, if that's the case, you got to water them twice. Wait 5 minutes and then re-water them. So think about this as a sponge. So drainage, number one. You want to make sure that you have a nice large container, and then the right soil, which is a potting soil.
So when you talk about a large container, what are we talking about? Because you want to make sure that the roots do have enough room in there, right?
It's not only that. The reason why I suggest more larger containers than a whole bunch of little ones is because there's soil mass. The more soil that we have, the less of a chance it's going to water, it's going to dry out quickly. So a lot of the times we see in a lot of those magazines, we won't name them right now, you see a lot of those little pots of herbs, and it looks so cute.
It looks so pretty.
It looks so, they're going to die. They're going to die. You plant killers. So with a larger pot, if you go away for the weekend and things like that, they're a little bit more forgiving. You give them a nice deep watering, and you can sometimes get away for a couple days during hot, sunny weather.
And it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. Now let's talk about plants and plant selection.
Man, I love those.
Oh, you know what? Hydrangeas.
So
these are from Sheridan. Sheridan always has a great selection. And this one here is the fancy and the pretty. This is a hydrangea that really is an indoor potted plant. And this one here is great for accessorizing the front of your home. That's only going to last probably for about 3 to 4 weeks. And then it's that's about it.
Okay.
A lot of the times people use hydrangea. Can you plant them in the garden after? Yes, indeed you can. However, they don't really produce as many blooms that are there. So a lot of the plants that you're choosing, you want to make sure that they're going to last a little bit more longer time. So you look at these guys here, and there's two different types of plants that we have here. This here is a begonia. Okay. It's a Rieger begonia. And this one here is a Ranuncula. Can you say that 2 times fast?
Ranuncula.
Very nice. Very nice. So which one out of these two is the better plant?
I'm going to go with begonias.
Ding, ding, ding.
I just took a guess.
Okay. So this
totally picked one.
An annual plant that we can remove and deadhead those flowers. It's going to rebloom. The ranunculus, because the blooms are so large, what happens is when they go and kind of get spent, they start to create a little bit of rot that happens in here. So ranunculus, if it's cool temperatures, so cooler in spring months, perfect plant. Fall, perfect plant. In the heat of summer, you want to go over to the begonias.
Okay. And so you need to be thinking about these things, because if you want those blooms to be looking gorgeous throughout the summer, you got to pick blooms that are going to last. Right. Otherwise, you're going to be really disappointed.
And it's always about making things easy. Also, always remember, come over here, your sunlight. So if you have an area that's more shaded, you know, you can get away with the ivies. But if you're going into sun, and let's say right now that we're still kind of concerned about temperature-wise, pansy's a fantastic annual that can take a frost. Even the teddy-tet daffs, can you replant those in the garden? Yes, indeed. Okay. These guys here won't take a frost, so you got to pay attention to frost. Know your light, so important. And then finally, what I really want to show you over here is any pot can make that dull space an interesting place.
Isn't that pretty?
And if you look at this with the lavender on the top, and you have a nice little collection, and look at the color theme that we've done here. We've only really used 2 different colors. And really, we've used the purple and pink. We accessorize with a little bit of chartreuse green, but minimize the amount of colors that you're going to use. You're going to have a great looking container, going to make it easy. And then remember, the best, most fun you can have is buying things.
It's not an ad at all.
No, it's shopping. I love to shop for plants. I love to shop. So, and then after that, you're just going to get planting. And when you get planting, you can have a whole lot of fun. Yeah. And remember, at the end of the day, we've all killed a plant before, so don't worry if you make a couple mistakes.
Killed several.
Yeah,
many. He knows me well.
I'm a confession too.
Have you killed some?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Good. I'm happy to know that. Let's go to break. We've got more coming up. That was a good lesson.